coming up. Speaking of which, Coach PJ Fleck of the 8-0 Western Michigan Broncos joins College Football Live. Y'all ready to row the boat?
Tonight, men, leave nothing. Leave nothing. Burn it all. But take everything. This is our family. This is what we have. It is time for this program to draw a line in the sand from past and present. It's hard to knock out the champion. It's hard. With everything stacked against you. The year of pressure. The year of expectation. And you have earned your opportunity tonight, today, for 60 minutes. Be the best coach. 30 minutes, man. I want your best howl you've ever given. We got a date. And I promise you, that date is with destiny. Let's go pick her up. I love you. I'm proud of you. Let's go row the boat. Row the boat!
Wow. And with that, we welcome into our circle of trust one of the most inspirational and innovative coaches in college football, Western Michigan head coach PJ Fleck. And Coach, that video off the top gave us all chills. That was incredible. Where do you get the inspiration for your speeches?
Well, they come from different areas, Molly. They really do. Whether it's from a book I read or a past experience we have or whatever the vision of the week is, we just continue to build it up until that point. But again, my job is to be able to pull at those heartstrings for that 30 to 45 seconds to get our players mentally and emotionally ready to go play a football game. Physically ready, we did that prior earlier in the week. But to really get their mindset, give them the last bit of advice we possibly can, and let them go out there and be them.
Coach, you talked about the books that you've read and things of that nature, but is there a person in your life that's giving you the passion that you show every Saturday when you give your pregame speech? Is there a person where this passion comes from?
I'll be honest with you. My wife, Heather, is the biggest inspiration I have in my life. You know, when you grow up the king of the twos, too small, too short, too young, too inexperienced, there's a lot of things and a lot of people telling you can't do things. And she's been a huge influence on my life to not only get me to be the best me I can be, but hold me accountable every single day. Of all the things I preach to my team, she holds me accountable just the same way that I hold my players and our staff and our community accountable as well.
Coach Fleck, you mentioned your wife. I wanted to ask you a quick question. Could you tell us the story, how a person with so much passion and so much confidence, tell us how you actually met your wife and went on your first date?
Well, the biggest thing is I chickened out. I'll be honest with you. When you're 1-11, when you are 1-11, there's nobody who wants to date you. I promise you that. Nor, as a head coach, do you want to ask somebody out, right? I mean, you get rejected on the field. Winning one game's bad enough, let alone getting rejected by somebody you ask out. So I knew her through a friend, and next thing you know, I said, hey, look, if she wants to go out with me, she's going to have to ask myself. I can't handle any more negativity and any more rejection. I can't do it. So I give her credit. She is a rock star.
You can't tell your players to be like that, Coach. You can't tell your players if they fail, you got to tell them to get back on that horse and try again.
I know that. At 1-11, I was by myself for a while. So, but that just shows what type of rock star she is. I mean, she's more energetic, more passionate, and even more positive than I am. She's an incredible woman, remarkable mother, and I'm just so thankful that she's my wife.
Coach, I don't mean to interrupt Des trying out to be the new host of The Bachelor, but let me ask you a serious question here. I know you're in the middle of the season, and I know you're probably giving me some coach speak here, but your name's coming up for a lot of big-time jobs. Give us your basic philosophy on what happens next in your career.
Yeah, the biggest thing is I give 100% to Western Michigan every single day. I give 100% to my players. I give 100% to my staff, 100% to the community of Kalamazoo, and they've been so good to me. You know, we've got a tough Ball State team. We play next Tuesday, and that is all my focus. That's the only way I've ever lived my life, guys. I focus on right now. I keep my oar in the water right now. Focus on the present, because that's the only thing I can control. Everything else is outside my control. And I know this, when you're 0-8 and now all of a sudden you're 8-0, you started your career very humbled, very quickly, whether you wanted to or not. And I just focus on the process and right now how we can make Western Michigan an elite place.
Hey, Coach, I think a lot of people heard you just say you get your oar in the water, and they just went, what the heck is that dude talking about? So give us some context on the oar in the water there.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the Bronco, obviously, but February 9, 2011, lost our second son to a heart condition, and immediately your life changes, right? So there was something I had to do to be able to inspire other people through his life, since he couldn't live it for himself. Yep. I had to find a way to do that for him, and that's what Row the Boat's all about. One is the oar. The oar is the energy you bring to your life. You control whether your oar is in the water or out of the water based on the circumstances that come your way. Take your oars out, you're stuck. You ain't going to go anywhere. Keep your oar in the water through good and bad. Two is the boat. The boat is the sacrifice. What are you willing to give up for something that you never had? And that every time you sacrifice, serve and give, which is what our program's about, the bigger your boat gets, the more people you can help and put in your boat. The third part is the compass, and that's the direction of your life. And that is set by the people you surround yourself with. Very important for 18 to 22-year-olds. If you surround yourself with turds, you're headed straight towards Turdville. If you surround yourself with elite people, you're going to become elite. It's a very simple mantra, nothing to do with the Bronco, but it's a never give up mantra.
Coach, that's a great way to look at life, and through that, you've gotten your team to 8-0. What are the chances that an undefeated Group of 5 team makes it into the playoff this year?
Well, it's going to have to take a lot of things and a lot of different things that are outside our control to be able to have happen. I do know that. You know, I'm a huge advocate as the future goes on to be able to have 8 teams and have a Group of 5 team guaranteed to get into at least a playoff system. Whether you have 4 losses, 3 losses, it just makes for that Cinderella story. Very similar to baseball with the wild card game right off the bat. You get a Game 7 right off the bat. How exciting is that? So I think as we continue to go, as long as we're not playing too many games for our college athletes, I'm a big fan of. But you look at the Boise States and the Houstons and who have set really the bar for us as we continue to go forward. I think they've done an outstanding job, and they leave it open, hopefully, for a Group of 5 team to get in there, at least for a New Year's Day Bowl this year.
All right, Coach PJ Fleck, thank you so much for taking the time. We really appreciate it, and best of luck to you and your team through the rest of the season, and best of luck to your Cubs tonight.
Hey, I appreciate that. Forget about the goat. Forget about the goat. Row the boat.
Tribe.
Forget about the goat. Row the boat.
Hey,
All right, thanks, Coach.
Indians row that boat too, baby. Come on.
Come on, Windians. Let's go. Cleveland Windians, baby.
We'll see. We'll see. All right, guys.